This is the exact spot in the Maltese countryside where political journalist Daphne Caruana Galizia was assassinated on the 16th of October last year. That afternoon, Daphne left her home in the village of Bidnia just before 3 p.m. As she drove down this hill, a remote-controlled bomb detonated under the driver's seat, hurling the vehicle off the road in a deadly explosion.
بالأول وحدة والآخر وحدة هم متوارزيقة صارت بالله نار.
6 months on, police investigators have been painstakingly piecing together a detailed picture of how they believe Daphne's killers carried out their gruesome task. The first arrests in the case occurred roughly 7 miles from where Daphne was killed, here in the Maltese capital of Valletta. In the early morning of 4th December 2017, police and army units raided these warehouses in the port area of Malta. They arrested 3 men widely reported to be known to police: brothers George and Alfred Di Giorgio and their associate Vincent Muscat. It was here that police suspect Daphne's murder was planned. Investigators assumed the bomb had been triggered remotely by a mobile phone. So the question was, who was making calls that day, and from where? Thousands of calls had to be sifted before investigators found what they were looking for: the phone numbers of 2 devices that appear to have been used to detonate the bomb. The first device was a basic Nokia handset. This sent the bomb's activation code by text. A second device had a SIM card installed, which received the code and then detonated the bomb. Police called this the God device. On the day of Daphne's murder, this is how investigators believe events unfolded. At 1:41 a.m, the God device was switched on, sending a signal from Bidnia, where Daphne's car was parked outside her home. According to police, Alfred Di Giorgio spent the night in Bidnia. Police believe he was the lookout, and in the days before had been observing her movements from the ridgeline that overlooks the house. Meanwhile, according to police, phones suspected to belong to George were signalling from Valletta's Grand Harbour. Investigators matched the locations with CCTV footage and identified a distinctive small boat called the Maya. At 2:55 p.m, the Maya came to a stop and idled along a sheltered stretch of water beneath a war memorial known as the Siege Bell. Around the same time, Daphne was getting in her car to go to the bank. Minutes later, there were 2 phone calls to the boat, both from Bidnia. A text message is sent from the boat to the God device, detonating a bomb placed under the driver's seat of Daphne's car. At 3:20 p.m, phone data shows the Maya heading back towards the Grand Harbour. 10 minutes later, George sends a message from his personal phone to his partner. "Buy me wine, my love." She replied, "Okay."